Hey guys, Grumpy here with the next episode of Zero to Hero. So, in the previous episode, we did a couple things. We met with our contact on Echo Breeze, who purchases the nice shiny weapons. They also took a look at our uh, Onslaught, gave us a million credits for that, really helpful. We upgraded our colony, so we're investing in our colony, and it's actually about to tick over. So once it does, I'm curious to see how much we make. For our next industry, we'll probably go with farming. That's a pretty nice one. We could also just go straight for like light industry. That would also make us a bunch of credits. Um, in this episode, though, we are going to continue the main storyline. We go over here, and so do Project Ziggurat. So we're gonna jump into there through the alpha site. Should be really easy. I forgot. Oh well, actually, first of all, we have to knock this out. Also, I did look up um, whether or not damaged nexuses have, or sorry, whether or not medium warning beacons have damaged nexuses. So it's a 50-50. I always thought it was guaranteed, but it's a 50-50. I think there were just some rogue subordos flying around. So once we eliminate all those, that should stop happening. All right. So with those objectives, let's go ahead and let a day take over. All right. Spectre is now colony size 4. Yeah. From minus 100 to plus 8,000. That's pretty good for a size 4 world. So light industry would make us the most money right now, but I think we're just going to continue to do our base goods, and we'll take farming next. We can do light industry next, and that will secure the rest of our goods. So just real quick on colonization. So I do have Terra Incognita. I've referenced it before in this series. That's my advanced colony guide, but you're seeing the colony grow like in real time. The first thing you should do is upgrade your megaport. Upgrade your spaceport to a megaport. Accessibility is king when it comes to generating profits. So if I go, well, let's actually look at something that we produce like organics. So right now I have 11% market share in a size 4 world. I only produce 4 organics, but our access is already so high that we're making a decent amount of income from like a just a basic resource. It's enough to fund our entire planet. Yes, now we do have every single type of resource all on one planet, but but you just want to keep stacking accessibility. The goal is to get your market share up. So that comes with the megaport, and then the way station as well. The way station is lower priority. You really want that megaport. That's a huge jump up. And then what you want to build are your stability business, stability businesses, stability structures. So that's going to be the orbital station, ground defenses, and then patrol HQ. Each one of these gives you +1 stability. So right now we're sitting at a comfortable 10. And then you want to make sure that your population is always being fed. So farming will take care of that once we build the farming industry. Population and infrastructure is key. If anything is missing, actually I think it's just food and domestic goods. Oh no, yeah, it's domestic goods and it's luxury goods. So if you don't provide those, then you're going to start losing out on stability. Also, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna install a AI core, a gamma core. The gamma core is gonna reduce the consumption by 1. So we're removing currently the need for harvested organs. So because we don't import those anymore, um, our credits per month should actually go up. We'll see. All right. So, let's go ahead and take out the fleet. We do have a bounty right next door that we need to knock out really quickly. So we'll do that. But then after that, we need to tailor our fleet to deal with the Alpha site. Now, we don't have great ships, unfortunately, for this. But we should be able to get it done. Ugh. This is going to be tight. I think Omens are going to be useless in this fight. Honestly, I think the Onslaught like solos the solos the Ziggurat, but we'll see. Alright. We need some Phaetons, as well as our salvage rigs. And we'll bring the Omens, we just won't deploy them. And we can bring the kite, sure. Why not? Alright, we have plenty of crew. I always forget how much crew you need. So I'm just gonna bring everybody. Bring our supplies. Bring our transonics and such. Okay, so for the Ziggurat, if you haven't seen this fight before, it is quite a spectacle. But things to remember, basically is that the Ziggurat is a phase ship. And phase ships, as long as you have enough pressure on them, basically will confuse themselves and stay in phase space until they flux themselves out. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and begin. I think Merbs and Harpoons belong on the Griffin. So you no longer have expanded missile racks, correct? So what do you do then? That's actually not bad. Run simulation. I don't know. Running against this, like, it just reloads all your missiles, right? Did we get more? Oh. No. What was that? Hold on. Why? Hold on. I probably shouldn't have picked such a slow firing weapon. Let's deploy that. We got a bonus 10. Huh. So you can go above your cap, and when you refresh, when you use missile autoforge, when you use missile autoforge, I'm so confused. Replenishes some missile ammunition when used and generates a large amount of flux. Max charges 2. Reuse delay 1 second. The amount of missiles reloaded is equal to the base ammo capacity of each weapon before any modifiers from skills or hull mods. Huh. Well, they solved the issue of your Griffin basically not using the missile autoforge ability at the right time. So previously, you would just refresh up to your cap. So if you had a bunch of small missiles, then it would use its reforge ability, and then you would have these would be filled up, but you'd be wasting like your like Merv or something. Now it does seem to be the case that the high refire delay is going to be an issue. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. It'll be fine. We'll figure that out. Do any of you have low refire delays? No, there's nothing here with a low refire delay. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But we do want all high explosive damage for sure. And then we want heavy mauler if we have one. We do. And then we just want a bunch of point defense. Could do missile auto. I'm just gonna do both. Sure. We'll figure it out. Alright, that was easy. Next up we have our Heron. So our Heron, we're gonna do I think we're gonna enjoy Tridents. So Tridents have been an issue in the past. They used to cost 25, so it was hard to field them unless you went like all the way up to an Astral. But then you have, you're paying 60 deployment points for an Astral. Not very good. Alright, so you need where is it at? Expanded deck crew. And we can do recovery shuttles because there will be casualties. And we can give you a little bit of point defense, not a lot. Okay, just 1 point defense, sure. We can build in one of these, but I don't know how long we're gonna keep the Heron around. Alright, you're almost perfect. The only thing is you need to swap these out for Maulers. And you don't need ITU. What you need is a missile autoloader. Sure. And then I'm actually gonna give you Dragon Fires for this. Should be fun. For ourselves, I'm just gonna leave it as is. This is not what you want to bring to that fight, but it is a lot of fun, and I don't intend to change. For you, high intensity laser makes sense. And then we could do. Well, Hydra Spam doesn't really work. You don't have fast. Oh, you have fast missile Rex, don't you? You do have fast missile Rex. In that case, if we want you close to the, I guess it doesn't matter if you're close. I was thinking give it Reapers, but let's slow down there. Locust is fine. Harpoons are fine, and then you have a touch of PD, which is okay. And then you guys need Maulers. Actually, we can do this. You need Maulers. Going all the way down to Vigilance is kind of spooky, but for this upcoming fight. But we do need like spam of the Dragonfires in order to kill this thing quickly. and we'll save that one as a dragon. And then you guys are as is. Kurzar left a really good comment on how he built his omens, and I believe it was. Oh, actually, I can pull up the comment. One second. All right. This is the dangers of here we go. Of recording, without editing. If this was edited, or yeah, if this was an edited video, I could have skipped that, but you guys have to sit through the silence. So it was Antimatter Blaster on the front energy. So I mean, I don't think it matters. We'll say that this was the front energy. Reaper in the missile slot and leave the third slot empty. Build in missile autoloader, hardened shields, and hardened subsystems if you have best of the best. Let's try that. Well, actually, unfortunately, well, we'll save that. We'll pocket that one because we don't have antimatter blasters yet. But that is a nice little setup. All right. You can just keep the Tropos. That's fine. And now for you, it hurts my heart to do this, but we can build you for long range. So we go just IR auto lance, and then we can do Gorgon spam. I think that's fine. Actually, we'll do Harpoon spam. In the front and rear, we will do. We'll do Gorgons as well. And then in the small slots, we just want a lot of point defense. A lot of point defense. Integrated point defense AI for sure. And then expanded missile racks. And I think that's fine. We need shield converter in front. And something like that works. Alright, so those are the builds that we're going to go with. And, one last thing. We need to modify the Onslaught here. So first of all, you need this, and then you need to change your skills again. Target analysis, ordnance expertise for sure. Rated, polarized armor. Now, is this considered a point defense weapon? No. Okay. And you're not considered a point defense weapon. You are. Okay. We'd be increasing the range of our black cannon, but not anything else. Alright, so we won't do that. We'll take... We'll take damage control. Okay, skills we should, or things we should spend our sword points on should be building in hull mods to the old slot. Alright, let's see. Automated repair unit makes sense if we face anything with a lot of EMP. Alright, let's see. So let's check low ordnance points because those usually have advantages. I think building an advanced surge arrows makes sense to get the bonus damage to smaller ships by 5% per size class difference. It won't help us in this fight, but going forward, when we're facing a lot of like threat, it'll make the ship even more effective against them. Is that what we're building in our first one? Plus increased turn radius or turn rate of all turrets is really nice. This ship is all turrets except for the heavy adjudicators. Yeah, we'll build in that. It's permanent. Like, it's not like another ship where you can just get rid of that. Like, you can just get another old stuff, but I don't think you can. Expanded mags. No. Huh. Building an ECCM package does make sense. It feels right. So reducing the range penalty. But then again, I mean, this thing has no problem closing the distance with anything. Alright. We'll just commit. We'll commit. We'll build an advanced turret gyros. Oof. And then what else? Flux distributor? No. No, don't be silly. I don't know, maybe it's armored weapon mounts for the increased rate of fire. These have charges though, don't they? Well, they have 20 ammo, and then once you expend it, it takes 20 seconds to reload them. You reload 10. They don't have charges. It's just ammunition. So we'd just be expending it faster. Maybe it's not a bad thing. What's its fire rate? Refire delay is 0.33. No. That won't help us. Alright, so then if that's the case, I mean, we do have heavy armor. We're not going to build it heavy armor, though. I don't think we want to remove the maneuverability of the ship or limit the maneuverability of the ship. You know, high resolution sensors, I'm not going to do this, but building it in seems really good. Increasing your combat vision is really nice. And I guess it's just building an ITU for the points. It's the second most expensive hull mod that we have. Yeah. Just make it longer range. Well, you actually don't want your Devastator cannons to be longer range because they're going to be more inaccurate further out. Sorry, it shouldn't take this long to put together a ship. Huh. Why is insulated engine assembly even on here? For 10% hull? No, no thank you. For that, you could just use reinforced bulkheads. Huh. It could make it faster. No, let's see. Sorry, normally I wouldn't deliberate this much on a single ship, but again, these mods are permanent. As far as I know, there's no other Onslaught in the game, so once we build these in, we're just stuck with them. So I'm trying to think of as many scenarios where it's just the, like, it's the most optimal in all situations. I don't know. Resistant flux conduits make sense. More dissipation rate when it finally does have to vent. ITU man. Well, you know what? You know what? ECCM package. I don't know. It's universally good. It's always gonna be great. And then as far as this goes, I think we can do better than this. Let's go with heavy autocannons. Heavy autocannons to replace the arbalists. We can keep these two in the back. That's fine. Flux per second is 193 versus 125, but we get 214 damage per second. I think that looks good. And then I normally put Typhoon Reapers on the Onslaught, or on the Onslaught, but you get 4 of them. In this case, you only get 2. That being said, I break with tradition. We'll just go for Typhoon Reapers. And then on the backside, I think we just keep that as is, and I think that looks good. Dead center, what do we want? Oh, wait, sorry. For this fight, we need high explosive damage, yes. Heavy mortar? That's heinous. We'll come back and we'll clean this up. Like, we'll swap out these weapons. I just need high explosive damage for right now. And then I hate this as much as you do, but we're going to put thumpers in the rest of these slots. I can't believe we don't have another heavy mortar. Alright, well, if that's the case, this is just for this specific fight. We will not be keeping it like this. Just want to try something. And then we go for heavy quarters. Alright. Cheap ship. Really? Alright. Let's go do this real quick, and then we will go drop to the opposite. Looking for pirate raiders. Sure you are. Okay, alright. You can emergency burn if you start hitting storms. You're a white dwarf, right? You can emergency burn if you start hitting storms, and it'll ignore the bouncing around from them. So you can just put yourself in the right direction. If you want to avoid that entirely, go slow through the storms. Or you can take solar shielding and build it in on all your ships, and then you really don't have to worry about it. Where? It's got to be near this jump point then. Nope. Is this not a delta? It is. There it is. Let's see. Actually, I can just solo this. Here. Dump our flux, and then go back in with some reapers. Oh, come on. We get it done. Alright. So we get that bounty done, and now we can go ahead and do the opposite. We get a Tritachyon contact, which is nice. I don't know if we need that because we have Ryan Arroyo, and I believe we. I don't know if the other person we met on Echo Breeze counts as a contact. No, they don't. Okay. I was told that using reverse polarity burns up supplies. when used outside of the stream. When used inside slipstreams, an emergency maneuver when performed inside of a slipstream reverse drive field consumes 41 fuel and reduces combat readiness of all ships, costing 52 supplies to cover it. Yes. So you should not do that. I didn't realize there was a cost to it. But you can do it outside of the slipstream, and it doesn't cost anything, apparently. Which is nice. Alright, it should be north of YMA. Here it is. Alright, so we need to jump in here. I should bring more crew. Alright, so we need to recover the Hamatsu, is that what it's called? Yep. Consider ship recovery. Yes. Recover, and then we need to go visit the Alpha site. And here's this funny little fellow. All right, so we're going to engage this. So the like I said before, the Ziggurat is a phase ship. So the idea here is pretty much just put as much pressure on it as we can. We have a ton of missiles. We have a ton of long range weapons. We should be able to subdue it. Once its flux is maxed out, it's going to pop out of phase space, and at that point, there should be a ton of Gorgons on the way, Dragonfires ready to launch, harpoons, you know, etc., etc. We're going to send the Onslaught first to tank everything, pretty much, and then rally the rest of the fleet around it. So let's begin. Oh, I forgot my officers. Shoot. Oh well. Shouldn't make too much of a difference. So we'll let the Onslaught go. And then we'll bring in everyone else. Yep. 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 I would like to bring in my other vigilance, but sadly it's not an option. And I know the Onslaught is strong, but having it solo the Ziggurat, that I don't know about. It is tough. Oh my. It shrugged that off, no problem. Oh, hey, not at me. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's an Onslaught in front of you. Go shoot that. Alright. So, this is the Ziggurat. It produces motes. In battle, these motes will deal damage to your ships through the shielding. They'll arc across, essentially. But when you get it after combat, they no longer have that ability. They just retain their EMP ability. Alright. Why? That works. I have no clue why you're that close to it. But yeah, that's a fun. So Onslaught definitely could have soloed this. Alright. And then there's some lore here. When you do this fight for yourself, you can go ahead and read that. And we'll recover the ship. And I have just enough crew to field it. Nice. I always forget to bring some. But our journey is not over. We have one last thing that we need to take care of, which is dealing with the hidden cache located northwest of the Alpha site. So it's some distance away. There it is. So heavily shielded cache. This is, I think it's an Apex and a Brilliant, or maybe it's two Brilliants. No, it's two Fulgents. We can solo this. So when we destroy these, inside will be some fancy exotic weapons. We'll see what we get. Yeah, I think we can solo this. Oop, that's not our Aurora, that's our Aurora. Okay, we can't solo this. Oh, I meant to G. Alright. I thought we could. You know what? You guys get in the Onslaught. So, normally you can, but I was being a doofus, and I didn't bait out their Sabos. So, what ended up happening was they were able to unload their Sabos, which raised my shield, raised my flux. So I had to drop my shield, and then we got hit with the ion cannons, and you know the rest. Yeah, how do you like it? Thankfully, our Aurora will be recoverable after combat. How do you have perfect accuracy with the Reapers? Whatever. Alright, so don't do what I do. We're not gonna have enough crew for everyone now. Crap, whatever. Okay, so begin salvage operations. Yes. Let's see what we get. So we get a cryo blaster, which is okay. I think this is the home on the old slot. We'll see. Disintegrator. It's a high explosive weapon. It was buffed, so now it does more DPS. Wait, or am I thinking of something else? 1000 damage over 10 seconds. I thought it was buffed. Oh. And then the antimatter SRM launcher. So this is going to go on the Apogee. It is a antimatter blaster that has tracking. It is phenomenal. This is affected by things like missile autoloader, as well as expanded missile racks. So you're going to be able to get. I mean, it recharges anyway, but you'll get double recharge so that it'll come back faster, essentially. And then mini pulsar. It's really good kinetic pressure. Really, really nice. I think I might steal that for myself. And then a chakra reader. Alright. Well, let's get out of here. Okay. At some point later on, I will 2v1 some Fulgents to redeem myself. Alright, we need crew, yes. And then we need to modify your weapons. Get rid of these hideous thumpers. but they were really nice in that specific fight. All right, so do you have any good weapons while we're here? Pocket some Mjolnirs. Don't know if we'll need them. Okay, let's turn in that quest storyline project Ziggurat. I think it's Nova Maxios. Nope, it's Arcadia. Alright, let's go turn that in. I believe she gives you 100,000 credits for that. And then when we get back to our station, we'll go ahead and put together a really nice build for the Ziggurat. Also, I think I am going to pilot it myself. Before that, I'm going to need phase coil tuning. Alright. Callisto. Yes, here you go. Continue. You can keep it if you want to, so that's an option. In fact, if you really wanted to, I guess from the start of the game, you could just, as long as you have transverse jump, you could jump into the alpha site, yank the Hamatsu, and then fly out. If you could also do the shielded crate fight. Just you need to be more skilled than me, obviously. And then you could leave. You could start the game with a venture and some exotic weapons. It's really good. All right, and then we need to go talk to Baird. And surprisingly, they don't care for the ship. So if you talk to them, please return to Ziggurat prototype. It's a fantastic prototype. The starship itself is irrelevant. You may keep it. It's so weird. You would think that they would want this to study it, but nope. Dale Nolan though says great, thanks. All right. And then congratulations all around. And then we need to talk to them so that we can continue to advance the main storyline. I think the last thing we have to do is at the gates, yes. So we need to scan. And we need to go talk to Buddy Boy. Duad. Alright. It looks simple enough. Cool. So now we need to scan 6 gates. But first, we need to go fix our ship. Let's head down here to our colony and go ahead and modify it. We are a ways away from phase coil tuning. I mean, we're going to keep pre-trading, but we do need to get some levels to get to phase coil tuning. Pirates. You sure do look like pirates. Okay, farming is done at Spectre. Yeah, wow. 29,000 credits. So that resolves our food issues. We're no longer importing food. So that checks out. Then the next things that we want to tackle are our domestic goods and luxury goods. So that'll be our next industry. Actually, I think we meant to jump in. Okay. You know what? As long as it's not me. I mean, we completely win that fight, but why bother? What's on this Tundra world? It was organics. Okay. We could start a second colony. Whatever. The hedge will take care of that. Pursuing my fleet. Excuse me. No, no, no. Absolutely not. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into here. Let's make sure we establish our officers. And now for this, what are you, 2 million? Yeah. For the Ziggurats, very simple build. It's Oops All Reapers. It's my favorite build for the Ziggurat until you get better weapons. So let's go ahead and do this. And then the rest will all be, you guessed it, Reaper. Actually, yeah. We're just going to do all Reapers from the start. So, it is called Oops All Reapers because it is all Reapers. This is dead simple to build, dead simple to pilot. Anyone can pilot this. The purpose of this is basically to go in with your tachyon lances and bully a ship down using phase base. Or actually, the next step is to put in phase anchor. Phase anchor is going to reduce the cooldown of all your things while you're in phase space. So these have a very short cooldown, as well as your Reapers have short cooldowns. Fire all your Reapers off, go into phase space, fire your Reapers off again. It is a ton of fun. Would strongly recommend. Expanded Missile Racks, ECCM package. Actually, integrated targeting unit and advanced optics. And then other than that, I don't think we need anything. So we'll give our ship just more capacity. Capacity allows us to generate more flux in phase space without having to drop out. Phase anchor sadly cannot be built in. It is a really good skill. I think integrated targeting unit is good, and I would build an advanced optics, but it depends which large weapons we want to swap in here. It won't always be tachyon lances. So build an ITU, and then we'll use the rest of that capacity. So weapon groups, very simple. You need to separate out your Reapers and your Typhoon Reaper launchers. You want them linked, of course, and then your tachyon lances linked. I'm going to start with them on auto fire, but we'll manually control those most of the time. So for killing small things, you actually want to use your Typhoon Reaper launchers. The reason being is you actually have less of them, so you output less damage. And then for really big things like capital ships or things that just need to die immediately, you want to use your Reapers, the small ones. Now, we don't have missile specialization. I don't think we'll ever get missile specialization, but this thing has plenty enough Reapers, and then we do have tachyon lances for later down the line. So modifying our ships now, going back to actual good design. We can put the Arbalest or the heavy autocannons back. we can drop these for that. We can change your skills. And we can give you ballistic mastery. It's fine. And then we can keep the Reapers. I think the Reapers do pretty well. I like what you got going on. I'm gonna swap that out to a Squall though. Swap you to a hypervelocity driver. That's fine. I think we're gonna give you a salamander though. Could give you gazers. Here, we'll give you salamander. We need the salamander somewhere, and we might as well put it on the heron. Because it's medium slot. It's one medium slot with no flux is useless anyway, so might as well do that. And then you can go back to being heavy autocannons. And then we'll swap you out back to Gorgons. I think that's fine. And now you... It hurts to give you upgrades and not myself. I would much rather me take these upgrades. But it is what it is. Alright, so we need shock repeater. We could do disintegrator. Nah. Disintegrator over heavy blaster. No, I don't think that makes sense. I think the only difference is we'll just give you shock repeater on the front. And we'll put a better officer in here. Yeah, we'll do that. That works. So you get the antimatter blaster SRM launcher. This thing is phenomenal. Well, Oh, it doesn't affect it. Oh, is it for non-charge skills? Ah, you've seen through my plot. That's fine. Well, then you don't get that. Go back to your harpoons then. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to give it to an Omen then. You are worthy. Unless we have a cruiser with one small missile slot. No, we don't. Oh wait, it's I did the same thing. No, that's not how that works. Alright. Oh, learn from my mistakes. Alright. What we can do is we can drop missile autoloader, go antimatter blaster, and then we can go for we could go for expanded missile racks. I'm not going to. Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then as far as weapon systems go, we can go Tachyon Lance. And we can go for where is it? IR Auto Lance. Yes. I just read the skill and I was like, oh, I'll be clever and I'll put it on a smaller ship. No, that the issue is not the ship. All right, we'll auto fit. Actually, I guess we already have the SO. What? Why? Why'd you do that? Hold on. Auto fit. Oh, use ordnance from storage. Yes. Ship before auto fit. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, brother, what are you doing? What is that? I forgot I had those. I thought you couldn't use them. Let's see what these do. I assumed all the threat weapons you needed fragmentation, so I've been ignoring them largely. You guys have probably been screaming at me to utilize them. If you don't go kill that thing. Uh. Interesting. Okay. Hits on hull or armor generate a large number of EMP arcs. Hits on shields have a chance to generate shield penetrating EMP arcs based on the target's heart flux level. So these would replace the antimatter blasters, and instead would give us EMP damage. Okay. Well, you know what? Here. Let's give these to you instead and see what you can do with them. 60-second recharge? Yikes. Ah, but you know what'll fix that? Expanded mags. And I could build in expanded mags, but it basically locks the Aurora into like this kind of configuration. You don't have charges, right? You do have charges. And then of course you have charges. We would have to swap out this for something else. Something else ideally with charges if we built in expanded magazines, but we'll circle back around to that. That's fine. And then you get the you get that, and then I guess you'll have a hammer for now. That's fine. That's fine as well. Look at Ion Beam. Same thing here, Ion Beam. I think that would be fun. And then the shade is basically meant to distract the enemy while we pull off shenanigans. And I think everything else is fine. Oh, actually, you need to be the mini pulsar at the front. Sorry. For kinetic pressure. And then let's go ahead and fix this one more time. Linked. Linked. Alright, confirm. Okay. And I think we should be fine. We do have the Hegemony barreling down on us. Let's see what they want. If they want to fight, then we have the advantage here. We have 2 super ships. Hey. Yep. Sounds good. So we'll see how this goes. I don't want to fight both fleets, though, ideally. I see another fleet sneaking up to us. Yeah, this should be fine. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Comm stabilized and the Hegemony fleet commander appears before you, straight back and stern face. Citizen, this is a non-chartered volume and is now subject of active operation to investigate possible use of forbidden AI technologies. I invoke full martial use of force. Protocol per Hegemony dictate. Power down your weapons, shields, and engines and prepare to receive inspectors for the Minister of Technology standards. No. Absolutely not. What would Dale Nolan say? He's just a chill guy. Yeah, AI is simply a tool. So we're gonna cut the comm link. Alright. This fleet is either operating in a legal gray area or behavior falls outside of accepted norms. Engaging in battle will not cause immediate hostilities with the faction it normally belongs to, though it will slightly strain relationships. Yeah. They're just gamma cores, dude. Ignore these 2 super ships. Alright, we'll go ahead and move into engage. And you guys get a nice, oh my, the deployment cost, yoinks. You guys get a nice fight with the Hedger. And I get to show off Oops All Reapers. Alright. So we are going to capture these objectives, but the only one that we're going to hold is the one closest to us. And we'll bring in you. No, I have electronic warfare, hurts. Alright. So our role on the battlefield is to find those annoying targets. And go ahead and launch our motes at them, snipe whatever we need to. And then whenever we get an opportunity like this, go ahead and eliminate these ships within range. come back here. Alright, we get another objective. Let's bring in an Aurora. We'll see how this goes. How you guys doing? Well, I'm gonna push the Onslaught forward. Kind of playing with fire here. Because we don't have a lot of flux. But I'm trying to just get in range. Guy. Okay. I'm trying to get in range of this so that I can use my Reapers. There we go. Finally, we can vent now. Oh, okay. Okay, wow. You took that eliminate command personally. Okay, alright. Huh. Okay, well, you guys should be able to deal with that then, at the very least. I'm gonna turn to go protect these ships, and then we should. Having an eagle on the flank is so rough. We should be able to deal with this. Oh! The Onslaught goes down. Yikes. Alright, get back over here. Oh, happy days. Keep that subdued. Cheeky. Alright. You should be able to kill it. I honestly forgot the shade was even in the fight. All right, don't worry about that. um, I need you to go kill. I hate. I hate early game combat because you have no skills. Or you have no command points. We'll snipe this real quick. Yep. All right. You just want to retreat. You don't want you to follow me. And you two can engage that, but realistically, I mean that's not really our focus. Alright. Bringing our other Aurora here. Are you really gonna die to a bunch of broadswords? Alright. You're gonna die to broadswords, and you're gonna hit me. We have to stay in phase space for a little bit until the yep, until the venture goes down. All right, and then we can turn our attention over to the Legion. Dump our flux. There is still eagles somewhere out there. I haven't forgot about it. But we do have to deal with this Legion. Your motes do damage to fighters, though. They don't do damage to regular ships, but they will do damage to fighters. Alright, that's done. Ah, there you are. You guys should have that. You should have that. Yeah. I mean, they definitely don't need help killing the Condor, but at the very least. go kill that. I'm gonna transfer a command over to this one. See if I can't get to that. Oh, nice. I wanted to use the Vulcans, the voltaic cannons. See how that works. Use it on the Condor. Alright, it's hard to see what happened there. Hard to tell what exactly happened there, but it looked like we got the flame out from the cannons. Oof, very rough fight. But we get all of our ships back and then some. We'll take an Enforcer. Enforcer is a really nice platform for missile spam. Okay, and then let's head to our colony and recover before the next ship arrives. All right, with our skill, let's go ahead and take. We'll take gunnery implants. This will give us even more range on our tachyon lances, so that's nice. And then we're eyeing a couple of things here, but electronic warfare, flux regulation, and then phase coil tuning while we main the Ziggurat. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Fantastic. I'm really happy to have this. We're in a spot now where we have 2 super ships, so I think we can go out and deal with threats. But we do need to tighten the fleet up. Anyway, other than that, Grumpy out.